Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. And if you're hearing this, that means the coronal mass ejection has not happened yet. And tell you the truth, I don't know if it is going to happen. And so, you know, we only know a very limited amount of information about what's going on out there, right past our little solar system of 10 miles of air. You know, if that. So, you know, keep it in perspective that we're moving at about 50,000 miles per hour in a circle, and then we're moving in a galaxy in the solar system at the same rate, and plus in a galaxy at like 150,000 miles per hour. So, in something coming at us at literally, you know, most things that have passed by us have gone by, you know, 30, 40, 75,000 miles per hour. So that's a lot. That's a lot. It's not something you can just put on the brakes. Coronal mass ejection, you know, it takes like mere minutes to hit us. So I don't know. That would be cool if I was just, you know, sitting here recording this thing and all of a sudden, beep. That would be cool, I guess. But what would really be cool is that we would find out what this thing does. You know, we had the Carrington effect back in the 1800s or early 1900s, or during the Industrial Revolution, where we were slinging electricity all willy-nilly and had these telegraph poles that burnt down and created a surge. I mean, they literally caught all the electricity and everything. But it would be interesting to see what this thing actually does. I mean, because we really don't know. Did you have cell phones back in the day? Did you have computer screens and, you know, big screen TVs and all that? I know. We can only really speculate how this massive EMP, you know, electromagnetic, you know, pulse would work. We've done studies, but those are inconclusive because you really can't test something of that magnitude. I think we can only get about half. You know, you need all the city's power structures in the world to be able to test it. But you can get it from a lightning strike, but that's just a lot of freaking. How do you induce a lightning strike? You know, put a big pole up in the air and hope that in time a thunderstorm comes by and bzz, you know, shoots this thing out, so you can test all your gear. But, you know, test your Faraday cages. I mean, what they're talking about that happened during the Carrington effect event was, man, amazing. I mean, the telegram wires, which I think they were pure copper, like just hanging out. They weren't even insulated, I believe. Sorry, I got freaking nose. I have a mustache growing up into my nose. Maybe I should cut this damn thing. But so we really don't know. They said that, you know, electricity was dancing across metal surfaces and literally burnt the wires down and welded things. And, I mean, I think we would survive great. We would be okay. I really do. Now that we've, you know, we have a lot of shielding already in place. And you really don't know how this electromagnetic pulse thing is going to act. You know, is it going to distribute evenly? Is it going to concentrate in one level? Is it going to pool up in one area and get dissipated? You know, it's always looking for a ground, right? Some of you electrician guys out there could explain it better, but you know, it's basically, it's looking for a ground. It's looking to go into the ground, and whatever path it takes the path of least resistance in whatever is the most conductive. Obviously, a rock is not going to be that conductive, but you standing next to the rock, you're the one that's more conductive because you got water in you and other trace minerals. It would be interesting to see. Not that I'd be okay with it, you know, transformers exploding, because there's a back order for transformers. If you guys don't know about the transformers, you know, those big things that sit up in the telephone poles and the you know, those big fucking things filled with mercury. Yeah, those things. If they explode, get destroyed, there's like a 5-10 year waiting period to make these things. There might be some that are stored in the back. You know, oh yeah, we got this spare transformer just in case. But they're not hard, and they're sitting out in the open, and they're meant to take that surge, you know, fill up with energy, and then let it out evenly, distribute the evenly, because our electric grid is not. It's the hardest thing to do is to restrict it and to push it. You know, I mean, electricity, it's like everything else. Once it starts going down a conduit, it starts to slow down and dissipate. You know, so that does happen. It's almost like water. So, and these transformers, guess where a majority of them are made? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with China. Now, a lot of other countries put these things together too. The Swiss, they like to play around with building these things, and I think there's some German components in there, you know. But you know, you can imagine, we don't make them. They're not made here in the good old U.S. of A. So if those things go down, you might have to reroute and do some kind of other. We'll be back in the 1800s for sure, absolutely. And you know, the projection that 90% of Americans will die without electricity. Well, is that true? I don't know. I mean, we don't know. It's all projection. It's all guesswork. It's not fact. It's not a fact. These are hypotheses. Okay, these are a collection of hypotheses. Well, but with good info, with good intel. So, you know, you got to take that kind of thing with a grain of salt. It's kind of like the weatherman. You know, a meteorologist is a scientist. Yeah, but you see how many times he's wrong, or she. But you get my point. We think we know things. We think we do. But, you know, a lot of these things have not been seen. Yeah, on small little levels, you've probably seen things like that. You know, so some of their nuclear testings of the 50s, 60s, and so, you know, and so on. with all countries have led to a lot of conclusions. What? How was your treat? Yeah. Charity requires my attention. What is it, girl? What is it? What is it? I'm not giving you anything else. You just had a rawhide. You know. You want to say hi to YouTube? Say hi to YouTube? No? Okay. So, how would you prepare? Cars with computers. I would understand that, where anything delicate, you have delicate circuitry, deals with delicate power. What? No. I just gave you everything. I just gave you food. I just gave you no. No. I'm sorry. You're making me be mean to you on YouTube. In front of hundreds of people. She's got those eyes. No. Oh. See? See what goes on here? See what happens here? Uh-huh. Yeah. So now you're up here. Oh, there you go. You see her? Here she is. Still looking at me. Yeah. Delicate circuitry, I think it would be fried. But how would the current get to it? Wouldn't your house kind of, if it wasn't plugged in or anything, sitting on a wooden table, wouldn't that shield it a little bit? Maybe you had it you had your laptop in a laptop case, sitting on the table, or in your drawer, which is where I keep mine. Of course, mine doesn't work. What if you took the battery out? We really don't know these things. Your cell phone. Yeah, it works off of radio waves and Wi-Fi and all that. And it's got a lithium-ion battery inside of it. But the thing itself is, most cases are rubberized. Mine is totally rubberized. It's been knocked down and broken many, many times. I have a nice, you guys seen these things. Nice insulated, hard, freaking cord charger for it. It's got a charger, and most houses have a freaking, a box. A freaking, not a fuse box, but, basically one of those things that if a surge comes, it's like a huge surge protector and just shuts off everything. So, would it bridge that gap? I guess, if it was a lot of electricity. So you'd have a lot of freaking hot electricity running through the walls. And this was kind of, on the talks last night between with everybody, Pinball Preparedness, North Shore Preparedness, in their lives, and they were just talking about all this, CME. And I was like, what do you mean CME? Oh, there's one coming. Oh, supposed to happen today. But what about now? Right now it's a cloudy day. It's freaking cloudy as hell. There's no sun. There's clouds in the sky. It's rainy, kind of wet, kind of cold. Does that play a factor? Does the angle of the Earth and the way it hits, does that play a factor? We have more questions than we have answers. That's my point. So, you know, I like to know things, but a lot of things that I know are from experience, either my experience, firsthand experience, or watching someone else. You know. So the whole CME thing, it'd have to be really, really big. And we know what happens to this, to the, what is it called? The ionosphere. The ionosphere. We get the northern lights all over. There were reports of that when this Carrington event happened, that you could see northern lights in Florida. So that's pretty cool, you know, because it slams into the ionosphere, and you know that's why our ionosphere is built like a dirty snowball flying through the air, because that's basically what's going on. We're a dirty snowball hurtling through space. You know, what about trees that have water in them and that have some minerals in their tree in their system that, you know, conduct electricity? What about us? What kind of effect is it going to have on our human body, our human psyche, our human mind? You know, there's been studies where you can just be in a certain kind of field or wavelength, and it totally changes your freaking brain. You know, it makes people crazy. You know, so I mean, what does that do? You know, I have more questions than anything. You know, what if my car is in a garage with the battery out? You know, I could understand if my car was driving. If I was driving my car and out on the road and something happened, boom. But there's been cases where cars have been hit by lightning and they were okay, or freaking battery exploded like a freaking bomb, fried all the metal. So there's been cases of that. We know some of that, some of what would happen, and a lightning strike is very, very close to what kind of electrical discharge would happen. So I mean, it's very powerful. I mean, one lightning strike is enough to power, has enough volts in it to power a whole freaking city. You know, I mean, so, but it has the opposite effect, doesn't it? It shuts down power. So we're dealing with a lot of massive numbers when you're talking about that stuff. And you know, we've only had electricity for what, less than 100 years, maybe 100 years. I mean, you know, realistically speaking, you know, I can do this. Hey, electricity turns on the light bulb. I mean, so yeah, possibly less than, yeah, Edison and Tesla and all that. I'm sure they had, we had electricity like in a plant or the military. The military is always, they say they're always 30 years ahead. Always. So I believe they had electricity. I mean, you know, dynamos and turbines and, you know, all that shit, generators, alternators. You know, my point is that we really don't know what the hell is going to happen. You know, if all circuitry was fried from our most advanced systems all the way down to our most, you know, arcane systems, our telephones. Our telephone system is a lot different now than it used to be. You know, from the days of Bell. Now it's you know, we've got the Star Trek thing going on here, where we got the tricorder. You know, and our cell phone is more advanced than the Star Trek version. I mean, think about it. It's a fucking computer. I can say things to this thing, and it can give me an answer. You know, I can talk. I'm talking to you. You see me. You hear me from this little box, this little handheld device. Pretty cool. So we have totally surpassed fiction to fact. You know, fiction, life imitates art, art imitates life. You know. That's why I love sci-fi so much. Sometimes that shit comes true. We have transparent aluminum now. What about that? What about certain types of metals? You know, I understand, yeah, it has to be like a ferrous kind of, it has to have iron in it, or something that's conductive. But what about other metals? What about aluminum? You know, aluminum is not really that, is not all that conductive, but it can conduct some current, some electricity. So I don't know. I mean, water, bodies of water. Is it gonna fry fish? If you're in the if you're a fish in the water and this thing hits, you're just gonna go boom, belly up, float to the surface. What if you have, which I do, I have a freaking titanium ankle. What if you have metal in your body and this thing hits and, you know, the current goes through and bzz, ow! It's gonna blow my ankle out? Am I gonna be missing a leg? I mean, you know, I have more questions than I do anything else. It's just the mad scientist in me. You know? Oh, it's a CME coming. All right, I'm gonna do some experiments. I'm gonna take this hard-boiled egg, put it in a glass, put it in a canteen cup, and, you know, run some wires up to a tree. See what happens. Maybe I can boil an egg. CME boiled eggs. Ooh. Here's an idea. So, I don't know. It just makes me wonder. You know, makes me wonder things. So, this is my last week here. I finally got me a place. I did some negotiating. They wanted like $3,000 something to get in the place. I was like, I'm not paying that. I'll walk. Are you kidding me? And they're like, okay, fine. So they knocked it down to $2,200. Man, they got some weird shit around here. They wanted me to pay first month's rent, a deposit, which is basically your rent, and then last month's rent of your lease. So I got to pay $3,000. I'm like, really? It's not. It goes off your credit score, which, yeah, I admit mine is low. Sure, mine is low because I don't play the game. You know, I don't buy brand new cars, and I don't get into debt for it with a house, and you know, I just learned a long time ago. I don't play the game. You know, whatever. Cash and carry. You know, so it's always been me. But your credit score, and it's some kind of apartment credit thing. So I'm sure that if you guys have seen all the other videos of mine, I was evicted, but I checked on that. I was technically, what happened is they elected not to renew the lease, which meant I got to get the fuck out. And I left before the sheriff's department was knocked on the door. So technically, I wasn't evicted. And I looked it up. I called the what do you call those people? The adjusters or whatever, your municipalities. judge magistrates and all that. And they're like, no. They said, well, it's been settled. You're over here whining. She's over here whining. You want something. I get it. Yeah. So, it's not on the record, per se, but all the money that I owe is definitely on my credit score. So, yeah, there's that. So I owe money. Which I'm not fucking paying. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? I don't have that kind of money. Whatever. And if everybody knows that debt is never just like, some of it is. What? Are you serious? Oh my God. Are you starving to death? You are, huh? Excuse me. You act like you're starving to death. You eat more than I know. There you go. Enjoy. So, I'm back here. So yeah, I mean, I got that. I understand all that shit. But man, they really want to stick it to me. The dog thing, I got to get some kind of ESA thing. I thought about it, and friends talked to me about it, and I could get an ESA. I don't know if I want to go online or find an actual therapist somewhere. I don't know. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at those sort of things. Really not. So I don't know. But I know that. See what else? I have to have. Obviously, I have to have. I have to have power, and I love the name of it. It's called the Illuminating Company because they illuminate. Wow, I'm thinking, are they the Illuminati? The Illuminati? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, no, they're called the Illuminating Company, and so I may or may not have to get another freaking safe a deposit. I'm pretty sure they're going to want that too. I mean, you want deposits for everything. I got to get renter's insurance, liability renter's insurance, which I thought that's what the deposit was for. Mind you, but it's required that I have renter's insurance. It's required that I have a dog license. I gotta have a dog license. I mean, what the fuck is this bullshit? Really? Yeah. It's just regulation after regulation after regulation. It's just, why? Somebody somewhere is getting all that money. Ha 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 ha. I am the dog license guy, But they really want all your money around here. I haven't even went to the DMV yet. I haven't even done any of that. I'm sorry, the PMV. I don't know, but it's a little expensive where I want to go. I'm already in it, but I haven't given them a lot of money yet. So, and then once I do that, then I'm here until April the 30th. Checkout time at 11. And I don't move into that place till, I can't move into that place till May the 1st. I could, but I'd have to pay some type of prorate for that month. So, it's the way it is. But everything is negotiable. So, that's the thing with the dog. She is the way they said you may or may not have a dog. I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I have a dog. That's why I came here, because you guys allow dogs. I was like, yeah, technically though, on paper, you may or may not have a dog, and you may or may not have an ESA. We're not allowed to ask. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing here. Okay, all right. So they're working the system for me. I appreciate that. That was pretty cool. Just to get me in the door, just to get my money. Because face it, a renter is a freaking big paycheck. And that's why I picked this place, because it was relatively empty. It's a huge complex, 5 stories tall, 2 buildings, but there's nobody in them. Like, And everybody that's living there have been living there for years, and I'm talking to the guy and he's looking on the camera. I'm like, who are those people? I was like, oh, that's Linda and that's George, and it's I'm like, shit, you know these people, huh? Oh yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, well, all right. I got a garage. I can rent a garage, $30 a month, $40 a month, whatever. Anyway, so I have time. It's giving me time to figure out this whole ESA thing. And I'm not good at that stuff. I'm really not. Doing all the necessary paperwork and dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You want to piss me off and get me ready for battle? Set me down and make me fill out stuff in triplicate. I'll be ready. I'll be chomping at the bit. Let's go. Yeah, so that's my trigger. But anyway, it's whatever. It's just all formality bullshit. And whatever you guys think it's easy. I'm not that person. It's like some kind of switch in there, like paperwork. Great. I'm gonna need a Valium. I'm gonna need. Of course, I don't take drugs or anything, but I like coffee. Coffee, cigarettes. Cigarettes are a little bit expensive. It depends on where you go. Oddly enough, the cheapest place is Walmart. They're like under $5. Most places I went around here, they're like $6.80, $7. Like, damn. So it might be wise for me to look into buying and rolling my own. That I've done that before, but I've done that before. It's pretty cool. And you can do it by hand, just sit there and just boom, boom, boom. Or you can get the little machine, that's cool. Or I could, make this switch to vaping. Excuse me. Which I really don't want to do that. I'd rather smoke cigarettes. I like nicotine. And yeah, it's nicotine's in the vapors, but I gotta get batteries, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. Fuck all that. So yeah, and then I can. Then when I get my place, there's going to be just what I have here in this room, in there. There's no furniture. I won't have any furniture. I won't have any of that crap. I have to go get it in South Carolina in my storage unit, and that's going to take some more some more logistics involved. I got to rent a car. Boom, take off down there. Me and Charity. Charity's coming with me on the road trip. Yep, another road trip. I had planned to go to Tennessee to see my mom. That's probably going to happen. They only give you like 4 days. So I would have to basically, for the weekend, shoot down to South Carolina again, drop off the rental car, and then rent a U-Haul, load it up, and then come back up here. Which I looked it all up, and it's probably about 600 something bucks. That's cool. That's all right. But it's just the money just keeps it just keeps coming and going, keeps going. Not a lot of it's coming. So I don't know. Try to get established in an area. I mean, I remember when I used to do this by the seat of my pants in a sea bag. You know, little or no money at all. I just show up in the area, just like, hey, how you doing? But now, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff, bunch of gear, bunch of food, bunch of preps, and I'm curious to see if my preps are okay. I did have a lot of bags of rice, a lot, and the place does have a rodent issue, a very slight one, but it's all places do. So rice, I basically put them in a bag that was inside of a bag that was inside of a canvas bag, and it's all sealed up and everything. But it is kind of exposed, so they could get it if they wanted to, if they needed to be. But I put most of my stuff in these totes, in these cheap ass totes that I bought at Walmart, and they're just sitting in there. But I'm curious to see how it weathers. I have till July to get all that junk, but since now I got the place, I might as well just get it now, and then I'll switch everything over. Switch everything over to here, to finally being an Ohioan, a Clevelander. That's what they call us. Is that what they call you guys? A Clevelander. I don't know. And then I can start getting into the shooting and the hunting and the fishing and the HEMA. There's a lot of MMA around here too, so I like that. A lot of gyms you can go and just roll, They like that. They like people to come in and roll and spar. Just to, because you think about a gym and training, you get stagnant. You get very stagnant if you're dealing with the same people over and over and over again for months and years. I know what that person's going to do. I know his strengths and weaknesses, and they know my strengths and weaknesses. That I know his abilities and his what he's going to try to do, and they know what I'm going to try to do. So that unpredictability is a great trainer, to get in there and be like, all right, we're gonna roll, and I shoot, or something. I shoot differently than everybody else, or I tie up a little differently, or I punch just a little differently, and just what the hell, they're not used to that. So that's good training. That unexpected thing. Because that's what you're doing. You're training to expect the unexpected, which is always going to happen. I'm walking down the street and Joe Blow Schmuckatelli comes at me with a freaking right cross haymaker I didn't see coming, or I didn't train for. What do you do? So to be able to adapt and change and overcome that situation is vitally important. But anyway, just rambling and ranting and raving. CMEs, CMEs to self-defense. But yeah, that's my plans. So plans are coming, and every week I'm right next to another Metro Park area. There's this freaking Metro Park areas everywhere. Pretty cool. So I can continue to every week just throw in a backpack, grab my dog, and go, which is pretty fucking cool. Yeah. And, continue to get strong at work. Throwing 50 pound bags of 50 pound pails everywhere. Yeah. I can definitely tell a difference now. Definitely can tell a difference. And it's only been over 2 weeks. So, yeah. Anyway, coronal mass ejections. I wish we knew more about it. I wish we had one that we could look at and go, oh, okay, well, that's... we had some. Canada had one not too long ago, but it was a relatively small event. So I'm sure that we studied that thing extensively. Oh, here we go. Northern Girl Hobbies. Check her out. Get your zombie outdoors. Please like, share, and subscribe on her. She needs seriously. She puts a lot of work into her productions. Okay, I mean, if you've seen any of her videos, she produces that shit. She does all the cutting and the editing and all that stuff. She works hard on that, and she puts out a really good product. I mean, it's product. Her videos are definitely product worthy. So, yeah, get her subscriptions up. She of all people needs to be a big timer. I mean, really, and that would really help out. Obviously, she is an entrepreneur. She's running Avon. She's been doing that for years. Jeannie's got Avon. Check that out. She's running merch. Zombie Outdoors. Fucking cool, huh? Zombie Outdoors. She got t-shirts and hats and all that stuff. And of course she has, Northern Girl Hobbies. So she's trying to make it happen. So I stand behind it. I do. I mean, I literally do. Northern Girl Hobbies. Like, share, subscribe. If anything, just get her sub count up. And if you could try to help her by telling other people, just like, hey, yeah, you want to learn about prepping? Okay, homesteading? Okay, Northern Girl Hobbies. Good place to start. And definitely promote her channel. That's what we should be doing. I highly recommend, and I'm sure that everybody here has already knows about Northern Girl Hobbies. But tell all your other friends, please. So check her out. I mean, I got less than 700 subscribers, and I got that by word of mouth. So, and she had less than me when I first started. Over a year ago, and now she's pushing 1,000. I'd like to see her at like 10,000. I mean, because she has that. She has it. And she works hard on that production, and she's so nice. I mean, really, she's so nice. I love her voice. Oh yeah, sure. Don't you know? She's so cute. But anyway, Northern Girl Hobbies. Definitely check her out. Northern Girl Hobbies. Jeannie's got Avon. Subscribe to those. Obviously, I'm going to put links in the description. And get some zombie outdoor gear. I mean, because that's pretty cool. Everybody wants a cool t-shirt, right? Yeah, well, there you go. You get your cool t-shirt. So, anyway. Wow, pushing 44 minutes, 45 minutes, and boom, 45. No, 5 till 5. 5 till 45. I like numbers. Yeah, boom, 45 minutes. Anyway, so I'll stop rambling now and let you guys do your thing. But yeah, this is Mad Shad, encouraging you all to continue to train, continue to push yourself, regardless of what your age is and what your you might think your disabilities are, or whatever your health is. You better it. You can definitely enhance your way of life by doing something. I knew a guy that was in a wheelchair, but you couldn't arm wrestle him. He would win every time. I knew a guy that had no arms, and he could wrestle and whoop your ass. But anyway, so what's your excuse? Get out there, throw in a backpack, and go for a walk. Start out small, 20, 25 pounds, 15, 20 pounds. I mean, that's, I'm trying to get back to my golden days of 120 pounds, back in the Marine Corps, back when I was 18, 19-year-old. Now I'm 47. But hey, I can strap on 40, 50 pounds like it's nothing and just go. 70 pounds, yeah, I can do that too. A little bit of work involved, a little bit more painful, but I can do it. And it took me months to do it, and just kept hammering it, going for miles, and kept pushing the miles, kept pushing the weight. And eventually now I'm, it makes you hardy. It does. It makes you very hardy. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's what you can do. So, I can strap on all my gear, because that's what I was trying to do, is try to, how am I going to run around with all my kit on, and my house on my back, everything I need, everything I think I need, and not freaking die out there. You got to be able to move. And if it's just going from A to B, you got to know how to do that. All right, that's the whole thing about the bugging out thing. Seriously, if you're gonna get you a cart, okay, you still got to wear a backpack. I mean, put all your stuff in a backpack and go. And have the basic essentials, your food, your water, your medical, your security, and shelter, and cold weather gear, wet weather gear, whatever. You got to have that stuff, and all the things associated with that, like your pew-pews. You got to have ammo. You got to have extra magazines. You got to have a flashlight. You got to have a knife, good knife, or if you're gonna carry an axe, you got to carry an axe, whatever. Dogs, you're gonna have extra food, water, treats, way that they can drink water, a bowl. They make some pretty cool lightweight collapsible bowls I've seen. I just got a little container that it's got a bowl on it, so I can make a bowl out of anything. So medications, you got your medications. Be able to walk with this stuff, and regardless of your age. Seriously, regardless of your age, you got to be able to get out of there. You got to be able to move from one place to the next. I mean, even if you don't plan on bugging out, you should be, able to walk around your property, or go talk to your neighbor, go to your neighbor's house, or go to the next town over, go get something. What if you need something, and all you got is your two left feet and a bag? I mean, I used to do that as a kid. I'd go to my mom would send me to the grocery store. She'd give me a list. I'd have a backpack, an empty backpack, and I'd show up and go, okay, da. All right, milk, eggs, boom, boom, throw it in my backpack, and then walk home. Get the kids involved too. They're running around with backpacks for school and all that. They can carry shit too. And kids are a lot more resilient, and they bounce back, a lot easier than us old folks. I I do a hump like that, and I hurt for days. You know. But if you do it enough, you get to that point where you're good. You know, nothing. You reach that level. You level off, and then you got to push yourself a little bit more. So that's very important, to push yourself. That's how you get better. And you can start out small. Start out real small. Yeah. So that's a video in itself. That's what I should be talking about. Get out there and train. Take your bug out. Plan it. Plan a little picnic. Say you're going to take your, you give yourself a warning order, and boom, something happens, and okay, I'm grabbing my bug out bag, throwing it on my back, out the door, and I'm walking to a park, and I'm going to sit down and have a lunch, have something to eat, have something to drink, maybe work your Sawyer Mini, and and then plan the next course. Whatever, if you can go somewhere and spend the night with your shelter, yeah, that's pretty cool. Start a fire. No, that can't be done a lot, because a lot of us live within the confines of society. This marvel of new society where that's kind of like frowned upon, if you will. So I can't just walk into the middle of the woods and start a fire, or can you? Yes, you can. But homeless folks do it all the time. They hide their fires and cook their food, and you never know they're there. I know, because I've seen a lot of homeless folks around here just living on the side of the road, side of the highway. You'll smell it. You're like, I smell chicken noodle soup. It's got a very distinctive smell. And you'll see them. They'll come out. Yeah. But anyway, do that. Plan. Have yourself a little outing, and time it and weigh everything, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised of how good you could do. And it will let you know what you need to work on. In my case, I need to work on my feet. Obviously, getting my feet tough, and getting the actual right shoes to go out in, and the right insoles, and all that. And I also have just in case shit. Like I've got ace wrap bandages that I can utilize if my dogs start to bark. Duct tape. It sucks, but for long range, that's what I got. I basically got a dress sock I put on, and then I duct tape the fuck out of my feet, and I can walk for miles. Of course, at the end, that's what the dress sock is for. You just peel it all off. But if it was long treks, yeah, it's that's gonna happen. And then wherever I go, I have to plan that. Okay, I'm gonna get to my destination, and I'm gonna be down. I'm going to be down for maybe a day or two to try to recuperate myself. So that's something to think about too. The logistics of your body. How long is it going to take you to recover? Or do you just keep going? So yeah, things to think about, and this is shit that we hashed out, and most military people know this. Most vets already know this because they lived that life. You lived on the road, in the woods, with your house on your back. You're just like, fuck. I want a hot shower and a cheeseburger and a beer. And some real toilet paper. I don't want a little square. And a lot of times we couldn't make fires. There was no fires. You couldn't just, hey, I'm gonna make me a fire and cook something. No, you had like MRE heaters, or you just ate it. You just stuffed it in your mouth and kept going. So very rarely did we ever get hot chow in the field. Everybody else did, because they were, that's how they lived. You got your grunts, and they go, hey, let's go that way for 60, 70, 80 miles. Yeah, into the wood, into the wilderness, into the swamp, with everything on our back, and we're gonna go play out there for months on end. And then you got your others, your pogues, if you will, and they're living in tents, and they've got running water, and they got trucks that have hot chow. They've got a freaking truck, and they've got Humvee around. And I'm running out of pay. Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, I'm running out of storage. This is Mad Shad, encouraging you all to get trained, get prepped, because it's a mad, mad world out there.